I don't normally talk about the changes that Roblox makes as a platform. Instead, I mainly focus on things like the Roblox developers, other Roblox communities, Roblox games. I don't really focus on the platform as a whole, just because for the most part, I haven't had too many issues of it. Until recently. And when I say recently, I mean everything that they've been implementing this year alone has been some of the shittiest changes I think I've ever seen on this platform in my 15 years of being on it. But as the saying goes, there's always the straw that breaks the camel's back, and with this most recent addition, it has officially broken mine, not in the freaky way. So go ahead and get your seatbelt fastened, your popcorn ready, because this is going to be quite the rant that is going to be majority of this video. For some well-needed context, and for those that don't know, Roblox about a month ago announced that they were going to be implementing a new way that divides people up into basically age categories on what you're able to access on Roblox. While this does sound like a very head-on approach to addressing one of Roblox's biggest problems, predators, it just created a lot of unnecessary barriers for developers to publish games on their platform. And I'm talking about things like the ID check and the fucking Roblox Plus subscription that you need in order to publish a game. Like, are we serious? We're paywalling Roblox development? But I could make an entire separate video just talking about that alone and how much it makes devs' lives just a lot harder and a lot more unnecessary. But instead, I'm here to talk about the new eligibility requirements and how you can fall out of eligibility if you don't have a popular enough game. The statement reads, if the game has had fewer than 100 highly engaged players over the last 60 days, it can lose eligibility for Kids/Select. You'll be notified on Creator Hub if the game is at risk of this happening. Bullet point 2 reads, games that don't have an active community or creators are more likely to have potential safety issues. We want to make sure all games that are playable to users under 16 are actively maintained. The final bullet point reads, if a game loses eligibility for Kids/Select, it'll still be playable by age-checked 16+ users and trusted friends. It can regain Kids/Select eligibility if it's had 500 highly engaged players over the last 60 days. A lot of people were very quick to point out just how horrible of a change this is on the platform. Not just because if your game so happens to die and you fall out of the eligibility requirements, it makes it harder for you to then get eligibility back, but also, and this is the big key thing that I'm gonna hit in the video, is it mainly affects smaller or niche games that are on Roblox. For those that don't know, a lot of my videos, and even this one that you're watching now, have gameplay footage of a game called Illusions 2. And let me just tell you, I fucking love this game. It's one of those very rare instances where you have a game on this platform that has been made with such love, care, and passion. And I commend it for it. I recognize the passion that's been put into this game. I made an entire video about glazing this game. You can go and watch it. I'll link it in the description, but that's not the point. The point I'm trying to get at is that this game is small. It's a very unknown game. I've done my best to promote it as best I can with the platform that I have, but alas, it only manages around on a good day like 400 or so people. Now, I don't know if you've noticed by now, but remember when I said that it had to have 500 highly engaged players if it so happens to fall out of eligibility? So this is at any point, say the game gets taken off of early access, gets out of a testing phase and falls off because the game isn't playable. They then have to get that eligibility back by having 500 highly engaged people that are over 16 years old. I don't know if you heard me say it, but the game at max reaches about 400 players on a good day. And that's not even taking into account the large majority of players who are over 16 and probably a good majority of people who are also under 16, because there are all types of people that play this game. But when a large majority of Roblox as a whole is mainly comprised of people who are under 16 years old, how the hell are you going to have games get back into eligibility eligibility if they aren't popular? Better yet, what about all the developers who are coming up and trying to release new experiences to players and not making the stereotypical brain rot slop that we see pasted all over the platform? They're punished by this. What if they want to drop a game, they can't meet eligibility, and they're limited by the smallest group of players that can play this game? Like, it's so unfair. Roblox has been so out of touch with their community and the people that they have on their platform for such a long time. They're gonna sue content creators for going out of their way to try and make Roblox a safer place. They're gonna add all these bullshit changes so that, I don't know, it fucking makes the experience just like 1984. Like, it's so unbelievably out of touch with the world, with your investors, because your stock keeps going down. But that's a different topic for a different day. But it's so aggravating. So please, for the love of everything above, stop. All of these changes are completely unnecessary. You're going through such a roundabout way to address a problem that is already being addressed significantly better by other people on the platform, and instead of trying to take them on or trying to implement any of the changes that they suggest, you instead add all of these things that nobody asks for and just makes the platform harder to interact with other people, harder to fucking make games, harder to do anything on. And it needs to stop because it's no longer the platform that it was originally. And I'm fully aware that there are problems on the platform, and there have been for a minute. So just because me personally, I have not experienced any of these problems doesn't mean these problems haven't existed. So let me just go ahead and throw that out there. But this is just crossing a line, and this is affecting how I make not only content, but also how I interact with the platform as just a user. And that's what I've been for the past 15 years. I haven't gone out of my way to develop a game or do any of these other extra things like make a group or a community. Like, I've only started doing it now. So why now, whenever I get into the game, is it now all of a sudden becoming this chore to do basically anything? Oh, what's that? You want to talk to your fans, or you want to play games with them and interact with your community? Well, you can't, because they put a dumbass chat filter on anybody who's under a certain age limit. You can't talk to them anymore. Oh, you want to make a game on Roblox? Well, did you know you had to pay a subscription service now for this? Paywalling Roblox development. Oh, what's this? You've made a game, and now we make it so that if you aren't popular, or if you're new, or you're on the come up, and you don't abide by the fucking strict standards that put you into the algorithm on Roblox, then your game falls out of eligibility, and you can no longer be fucking seen by a majority of the people on the platform. There's just such a very visible disconnect from literally like us and the people who run the platform, and I don't like it. It's becoming more apparent every single update, it feels like, with this, at least from this year alone. It feels like all the changes that are being implemented, while I feel like good changes maybe from a corporate perspective, but from a content creator perspective, from an average user perspective, they are terrible. And also from a developer perspective too, it affects everyone negatively, and it's only because you guys are choosing to solve a problem in the worst way possible, and that's by harming and affecting everybody who makes your platform run. This was a place that never excluded newcomers who didn't have a foothold or a presence within the community. They could come in for free, mind you, and develop and use the tools that you have given them to make a masterpiece. Roblox wasn't a platform built off of dev subscriptions or eligibility requirements. It was built off of the community, and whenever you continue to shun that community, people start walking out. People don't want to stay because they don't think that you're appealing to them. The community got you to where you are, not the corporation. Maybe one day you'll finally wake up. Maybe one day we will all get a breath of fresh air and things will finally take a turn for the better. But as of right now, no, I'm worried about the future of this platform. I'm worried about my favorite game at the moment, and I'm worried about what's coming next. I know this isn't in my stereotypical video format, but I needed to talk about this because something that I enjoy is at risk, and I don't want to continue to sit here and act like it isn't a problem whenever I have a platform and I intend to use it. But yeah, that'll do it all for today's video. If you liked it, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think. Face reveal at 10K, by the way, and join the Discord in the description. But that'll do it all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.